So we're going to measure what our microbe is for Varroa. On the Honeybee Health Coalition website, there's a new updated spreadsheet on when to test and just to kind of track your progression through the season.
Which website?
So it's called honeybeehealthcoalition.org. And if you look under tools for Varroa, they have great videos and just measurement protocols so that you can compare your methods to their methods and make sure that you're doing it right. And they encourage 4 samplings a year so that you always know what your measurement is, so that you'll know how to take care of your Varroa population. So for this sampling, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can use powdered sugar and a screen top and a little mason jar, or you can use an alcohol wash. The powdered sugar doesn't kill the bees, and the alcohol wash does kill the bees. So whatever you choose. If you have a strong, healthy hive, there's no reason for you not to sacrifice 300 bees, but some people just don't like to do it. So you want to pre-prepare your jars, leave the lids off so that they can receive the bees. And if I had a hive body here and it had 10 frames across, I would most likely find what I'm looking for is a frame with open brood. You don't want capped brood or honey. The outside frames usually have honey, and then as you move inward, there's usually capped and uncapped combinations. So you're looking for the frame with the most open brood. So not eggs, but open brood larva that is growing. And the reason why you want this is because there are a lot of nurse bees on the frame, and Varroa are attracted to these nurse bees. Okay. Also, what you get with that is the high probability that the queen is going to be on the frame that you most want to sample. So if you pick up a frame and it's ideal to sample it and your queen is on there, you should nuke this frame with your queen. You can take her off and put her back in the hive if you're comfortable doing that. Or you can just pick up the next frame, put the frame with her back in, and take the sample off the frame next to it, if there's an adequate amount of open brood. You want at least half of the frame on either side open brood, okay? So your queen safe, you take the frame, you need a receptacle. You can use any, this is just a dish tub from the dollar store, and white works great because you can count your Varroa in the bottom here. So when you dislodge the bees, you just want to wrap the bottom of the side of the top bar really hard so that you can dislodge the bees. So you just wrap it down, all the bees will fall, and they'll start to disperse up, which is okay. You don't need to go into panic. You can still work fairly slow. And as the bees crawl up, you just hit the bucket down and the bees will fall down, and then you wrap the corner. The bees will all slide into the corner. You just take your scoop and put it into one of your receptacles. We'll just use the powdered sugar. And you want to roll these bees around in here for about 3 minutes. And I recommend that you just set a timer on your smartphone and just roll it around for 3 minutes. Obviously, you don't want to have the sugar falling out because the sugar is going to be loose, right? It's not going to be in a bag. You roll it around for 3 minutes. Try to keep it out of the sun, more in the shade. Roll it around, and then after that 3 minutes, you just want to shake this really hard for 1 minute. And I encourage you to set a timer for that as well. A lot of beekeepers short this time and you don't get a really good count. So you just shake for 1 minute, and then when that's finished, then you have your powdered sugar mess down here in the bottom. And I just take a spray bottle with water and you just spray. And then you can count the Varroa. So you count the Varroa. It is this is about a 300 bee sampling, and there should be the a paper with the screens stapled to them somewhere. You guys get those? Okay. So that has the math on it. If you have more than six mites in your sample, then you're going to consider treatment. You can track it on your great spreadsheet that you've downloaded, and you can also treat appropriately with the time of year. So if it's really super hot, and you've got, 12 mites in your sample, and it's July, you're going to choose to treat with something different than if it were May or if it were August, just because of outside temperatures. So it's really good to keep track so that you can better know what the appropriate pesticide treatment or the Varroa treatment is. And it's pretty easy. The more you do it, the more efficient you get at doing it, and it's a great way to interact with your bees and see how they behave and kind of know what's going on in there. Any questions?
So the alcohol, what's the difference between the sugar and the alcohol?
The alcohol, you're going to actually...
Kill, but you do the same process? Just
the same process. So what I would do is I would just put the sample in, swirl for 3 minutes, and just let it swirl, and of course it doesn't matter if they're in the sun. And then I would just change to this lid, and I would just dump it in here. And the mite should wash out with the, you might want to shake it around as you do it. Shake it in, but this is pretty leaky.
What did you do with that thing after shaking it really hard for a minute?
Then you return the bees back in. So you'll have a bunch of powdered bees in here with powdered
Put
sugar.
that into your bucket.
So you put them back in the hive.
Yeah, you put these bees that are left back in the hive, and you put these bees back in the hive.
She shook it like a salt and pepper shaker inside the receptacle.
Yeah. So I just did this. The bees were inside here with the powdered sugar on them, and I was just shaking the sugar and the mites, hopefully, out
With the sugar through the screen.
through the screen. Yep. This is number 8 hardware cloth or 1/8 inch hardware cloth. 1/4 inch is too big, and door screen is too small. So. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.